So just to start off, why are we talking about B2B? Well, it's really about the needs and expectations that consumers currently have. And that has been evolving, and we'll get into the evolution of those needs and the B2B features, functionality, and changes that have taken place to meet those needs. But as you can see on this chart, it's really outlines, it summarizes the importance of providing a terrific experience for customers. Let's start with growth and talk about growth, especially given that we're all still living in the pandemic, right? Hopefully over the hump, but we're in the pandemic stage. So what I want to talk to you guys about is what has been the growth since the pandemic, and is this growth accelerating, or is it pretty much steadied off? So let's start with that. I'm going to turn it over to Scott.
Yes, the answer is yes. Growth has been incredible, exponential even. Just to put percentages on it, in the 25% range, but that number belies for us year over year. That belies though the overall demand, because of course many industries, including ours in the pool and spa business, are experiencing supply chain challenges in various ways in various parts of the world, and so goodness only knows what the numbers would be like if everyone's demand was able to be met. There's so much investment in the home these days, that's obvious. That includes the backyard, and that includes a pool and spa and a complete backyard entertainment environment. So the growth has been substantial, for sure.
And Scott, what about the pandemic in particular that has accelerated this growth for you?
I think it's just driven the desire to be at home, to be together with maybe a closer knit group than ever before, to have something, quite frankly, to do while at home, a change of scene, a change of pace, something to entertain oneself besides looking at a screen. Obviously, getting outside and being in a nice body of water at your own home is a pretty awesome thing to be able to do. And so whether it's an in-ground concrete pool or above ground pools that have been sold out like crazy, spas, portable spas, hot tubs, whatever you want to call them, truly the supply will not keep up with the demand right now.
And Mark, you have a view to smaller startup, early stage companies as well as enterprise level companies. So you're able to see the growth across the different maturities and different industries. Can you talk about a little bit about what you're seeing out there?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, Scott, if the context from my neighborhood is anything, any indication of your business, there's no question that everybody's either put in a pool or still trying to. So that's no question you're in the right business. Our seat at this is somewhat interesting because we're the e-commerce platform for a broad range of merchants, right? That ranges from kind of new startup type businesses that are going through very rapid growth and expansion, to mature businesses that are switching channels or expanding or investing in their online growth. The most fascinating piece for us through the pandemic has been the forcing function that it's had for businesses who may not have been traditionally online dominant in their retail, having to take this channel extremely seriously, because in many cases, it was the only channel they had. And so the changes that we've seen have been fundamental to a lot of businesses and even industries in terms of how they're looking at taking products to market, how they look at their distribution channels, and whether or not they're investing in consumer experiences and customer experiences. And so this whole a lot of people talk about digital transformation, right, as a theme. In all reality, we all got shoved through digital transformation in a year and a half, right? And so that there's some recoil from that in terms of people really now trying to figure out, okay, what should I be doing, right? I know I have to sell my products online. Like there's a table stakes part of that now, where there's just no question about it. Now it's where are the right investments to make that something that matches the rest of the business, that's at high quality, that really seems together with the rest of the channels that they're executing. And so in our business alone, I think we've seen, 80, 90% growth year over year, just in terms of the raw dollar value of products being sold on the platform, right? It's just a radical amount of growth that's coming through. And then the growth just in our core business is extremely significant, right? 30 to 40% growth year over year, right? I mean, the increase in the number of merchants is really significant, but it all ties back to this strategy of having to deal with online as a channel. It's not a spur, it's not an afterthought. It's become critical path to how products are really being sold, not just marketed. I think that's been the biggest difference, right? Everybody had a catalog, right, of some sort that they distributed. The difference is now I actually need to transact full cycle, right, in terms of an electronic transaction. Sometimes that has some big implications in terms of how payments made, product selection, order management, fulfillment, status updates, delivery. There's a lot that flows into that, some of which was already really mature. But I think the ordering and customer experience side of that is a big part of what we're seeing, a lot of change and a lot of growth.
Terrific, thank you. And Ed, what are you seeing across your clients? And does it echo what Mark and Scott just talked about?
Yeah, just building on both what Mark and Scott mentioned, I think the thing we're seeing is this whole concept of COVID convenience that we all experience on the B2C side, really coming into the B2B side of the house. We're talking with potential clients right now who have never been in the B2B world, and they're saying we have to be because we're losing market share by not being there, by not making our products easy to find, easy to purchase and get delivery. So that's, I think from our point of view, prior to COVID, there wasn't as much demand on the B2B side. There wasn't as much of a business need. And I think what we're seeing is that this business need has gone from the bottom of senior managers' agendas to the top of that agenda because they know they need that type of channel to survive and to grow.